Welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to be cleaning our indoor rise garden. Here we are at the garden. So today I want to show you how to do a cleaning the garden. I have not done this before. This will be my first time cleaning the garden, and looking online to see how it goes. People say it's kind of a pain, not too bad. And so we're going to try it. What Rise says you should do is they want you to have just one blue bar for your bucket. So it should be mostly empty of water because they want you to turn off the pump and let the water equalize. So the water will continue to drain from here until it's level. And once the water stops, you can take a rag and start just cleaning everything, pushing the water down into the drain and all the gunk, and just cleaning the whole tray all the way across, all the way down, push all the water and all the stuff down the drain. And I have two shelves, so you just do the same thing over again, pushing all the water out of the second one. This one would go down into the bucket, and then you empty your bucket out. So that's how they recommend you do it. And today I want to show you an idea I have to try to clean out these trays and all the stuff out of it. It may work, it may not. We'll see if it's a better method or not. So here's all my plants. I put them in the tray that's supposed to be underneath the water tank. We forgot to put that tray in when we were first building it, so all my plants just sat in the tray. So my idea was to use it's a fish tank cleaner pump actually. So there would be a handle right here. Mine's just not assembled right now, but they have brushes on the bottom, which would be handy for cleaning, except that it's not self-priming. It requires this much water to actually start filtering the water through. And with the brush on it, there's not enough water in the trays to do that. It's just, it requires that much water to even get going, and you have to hold it straight up and down, which doesn't work with the lights. So that wasn't going to work, and we decided to try a self-priming pump. This one has a tiny arrow that shows the water flow through it. It's really tiny, but this self-priming one won't have that same problem. It came with the hose, and it has a power regulator, so you can control that. And this knob, when we got it, just came off and we glued it on, but the power regulator will be nice to use. And then it has a screen that came with it that'll fit on the hose. It's fairly small, but we're going to try that screen for now. We also found this screen, which is you're able to unscrew it and clean everything out that way. It has a double screen actually. It has another one that goes inside of it, and you can just screw them together like that. You can see the size is pretty similar to the one that came with the pump for this little one. But we're going to try using this screen with just the outside. We'll see how much it takes out of the water and how it works also. So this is how we set up the pump. The return hose was going back into the bottom tank, and it worked just fine. So the hose doesn't have a brush on it, but it was sucking everything up really easily that was on the bottom of the tray. And having that power regulator to control the speed helped control how much or how fast the water was getting sucked out of the tray, so it wasn't too fast and you would drain it. But otherwise it was working just fine to clean everything up. Since that it doesn't have a brush, though, it can't get all the stuff that's on the very bottom of the tray, just all the stuff that's floating around in the water. and it was working really easily for that. I decided to just run my hand across the bottom and sides to clean up the stuff that it couldn't suck up easily, and that worked just fine to get it in the water, and then the pump was just sucking it out and cleaning everything out really nicely. You don't want the hose to get stuck to the bottom of the tray because that makes it, you can't suck up anything obviously, so that'll be hard on the pump. But otherwise, it worked just fine to clean everything out of the bottom of this tray. Once we were done, we took off, this is the filter that came with the pump, and just shaking it in some water, let all the stuff that was in it fall out. So that was pretty easy actually to clean out. It worked just fine. This is the bottom tray, and you can see all the stuff is getting caught right here on this edge. I had run my hand across the bottom earlier to kind of clean all the stuff out, and this was all the stuff that's still sitting in the bottom. I also wanted to clean out the return hose right here because it was looking pretty dirty. I used a brush that's actually for reusable straws, so the handle wasn't too long. There's some that have longer handles, and I might look into that, getting one that's got a longer handle, but it's not hard. It's not stuck to the side. It just needs to be rubbed off, and it was working for the pieces that I could reach with the brush. It just needed a longer handle, so I'll use this brush for cleaning out the other hoses and things with the garden. Just probably can't reach everything in this hose. So what it can reach, it was getting out just fine. So I can use that, like I said, to clean out some stuff in the tank and other hoses. And once I was done with that, I just turned on the pump and started cleaning everything out of this tray again. And again, it worked really easily. This time I had the larger filter that we had bought to try out, so it was running through that, but the pump was just working the same, and again, did a good job. So having the self-priming pump is an important part of this setup, and having that power regulator to control the power really helped too. Once I was all done cleaning, this is what it had taken out. Next time I think I will use both filters, both of the screens in there, but overall it took out a good amount. And the bucket had all this stuff still in it, and I decided to just take out the whole bucket and dump it and put fresh water in it. And once you put your plants back in, they will drop stuff into your freshly cleaned tray unless you wash off those roots. So don't be surprised if there's some stuff in your tray again with plants. Overall, I think this was fine. It worked really well. It was pretty easy to use, and I liked it. The cons would be you do have to buy the pump. I'm not sure that it got all of that fine sediment, which isn't a deal breaker because you can change filters and try different things. We're going to try different things with that, so not a big deal to not get that. Overall, though, we're going to keep trying it and see if we can get this method a little bit better. So I hope this was helpful, and thanks for watching.